Comedy Central Sports presents BattleBots. Tonight, lightweights Ziggo and Afterthought have dueling on their mind. Tazbot sets out to dethrone heavyweight champ Vlad the Impaler. And Nightmare and Biohazard turn the BattleBots into a cage of terror. Let the BattleBots quarterfinals begin. This Comedy Central Sports presentation of BattleBots is brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada at the All-American Sports Park where robots come to kill free or die. Hello everyone and welcome to BattleBots. I'm Sean Salisbury alongside the incomparable Bill Dwyer.
Thanks, Sean. Quarterfinals are here and nerves are jumping now that the builders and their machines are closer than ever to the giant nut and the $6,000 in prize money.
A lot of money, and these bots come prepared for that. They are battle tested and have watched each other very, very closely. And it's about time to get as serious as a heart attack here on Comedy Central. Bill, tell us about tonight's opening battle.
Oh, it's going to be a great one. Our first quarterfinal action pits Ziggo against Afterthought. In his last bout, Jonathan Ritter's spin bot, Ziggo, ripped Scrap Daddy with those quarter-inch steel blades. Afterthought is a killer satellite dish built by Jim Sellers. He dissed DOSBot to get here and makes his first appearance in the quarterfinals. Essentially, this fight is all about rotational force. One or two pops at full speed from either of these spinners, and that could be all she wrote.
Well, they're moments away from battle, and our Bill Nye is with Jonathan Ritter of Team Ziggy.
So, what do you see as your chances in the overall competition?
Last time I got stuck under the edge of the arena, and just kind of a fluke. And I thought my chances that time were very good. I guess I still think they're good, but with that happened before, you never know what happened.
Do you practice steering?
Yes, but one thing about spinning row, especially mine that spins very, very fast, is as it's spinning up, it pulls to one side very strongly.
A gyroscopic
exactly.
Twist.
So I have a model airplane gyro in there to help keep it going straight. When it notices that the robot's turning, and I'm not telling it to turn, it tells it that it forces the steering to turn the other way, straightens it out.
Oh, that's quite an innovation.
Great, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, if you haven't seen Ziggo spin, you're in for a real treat. The lightweight quarterfinals are underway. Let's go to Mark Vero.
Introducing in the red square. Plan A, destroy opponent with overwhelming force. Plan B, there is no Plan B. Here is Afterthought 2.0. And in the blue square, with his spinning fury and quarter-inch steel blades, he'll cut out your heart and show it to you. All hail Ziggo!
The box is locked, the lights are on. It's robot fighting time. Ziggo and Afterthought, two machines and blades that'll move fast and furious. Ziggo on the lower part of your screen being chased now by Afterthought with that spinning kind of satellite dish on the top of his bot.
That's a good angle to attack Ziggo with, but do you want to attack Ziggo so strong?
Oh,
whoa! Man!
Now that's a big blow. That's what Ziggo brings to the table. There's another one, and that was initiated by Afterthought.
He was just sending Afterthought flying, and Afterthought's spinning blade takes a lot longer to gear up than Ziggo's does.
Both these drivers will do everything they can to stay away from those hazards and let these blades get after them. You see Ziggo coming from behind. Hellraiser runs him right in to Afterthought, who's on his back.
If that blade had kept spinning, he would have been able to right himself. But look, Ziggo's caught in the Hellraisers right now.
Time!
Both robots incapacitated. They're going to take a break and right him.
We got another timeout here. It's happened a couple times during BattleBots.
Now, if only one was out, they wouldn't have stopped the fight. Right now, we got no fight.
And you know what? That's like a second life for Afterthought. Being on his back, he still gets a chance now to compete with $1.50 to go. Ziggo's getting that spinner going. Here comes Afterthought.
See, take a look at the back of Afterthought. He's got some impact-absorbing wood on there, so he wants to back into Ziggo, stop him, and then attack.
Another side blow by Ziggo, and those judges are scoring that in favor of Ziggo now, but Afterthought still continues to compete here in this match.
Oh, he's on his back again!
Afterthought came after Ziggo, but you know what? Got him the wrong way. Ziggo crashed him in, and he's on his back.
Crowd wants carnage. They want Ziggo to go in and put it to rest.
The countdown's begun. Ziggo's playing it smart, not going to risk letting Afterthought back in. And there's the offensive domination by Ziggo and Jonathan Ritter. Early, often. Let's get to the replay.
Ziggo tore it up out there. Here he sends Afterthought flying. Then flip-flop and fly time again.
Let's go down to Mark Bureau.
The winner by a knockout, the blue corner, Ziggo!
Bill, I imagine the battle stats are going to show us one-sided domination.
Man, I love a fight like that. Parts flying, robots dying. Ziggo had 9 nasty hits to Afterthought's 2. They tied up in hazard damage, but it was those 2 flips from Ziggo that really did the deed.
Well, let's hear what went down below.
Tell us a little bit about the stoppage there when you got stuck on the... Were you worried about the hazard causing your...
I got stuck last time in the last event under the edge. I never thought I'd get stuck under the ramps, but it worried me a little bit. I'm glad I flipped him at the same time.
It was a powerful impact, but you guys survived and you're moving on.
Yep.
You got scores of fans chanting your name.
Yeah.
Soon everywhere, little kids are going to have luggage racks with Ziggo on it.
I can't wait for that day.
What a way to start the night. Coming up next, it's defending champion Vlad the Impaler. He'll take on Tazbot when Comedy Central Sports returns.
How you can enter a fighting robot in a BattleBots competition, log on to BattleBots.com.
Well, there's Tazbot. He's got his work cut out for him in this next battle. Welcome back to BattleBots, everyone, and we've got a BattleBots rematch. And Bill, last season, Vlad beat up, but good on Tazbot.
You know, I disagree, buddy. Tazbot had Vlad on his hindquarters more than once, and Tazbot has been modified specifically to take on Vlad the Impaler. Donald Hudson will try to gain more lifting torque with a shortened pickaxe. He's welded 2 vertical spikes on his thwackbot to reach out and flip someone, namely Vlad. Gage Bourgeois brings the champion, Vlad the Impaler, into the box ready to show off his brute force. Look for Vlad to toss Taz over and then try to drive him into the spike strip.
Vlad the Impaler is still the favorite. The BattleBots legend whose story starts nearly a half a millennium ago.
In the 15th century, the people of Romania lived in fear of Prince Vlad Tepes Dracul, also known as Vlad the Impaler. Vlad was a cold-hearted ruler who mercilessly tortured and killed all who opposed him. Sound familiar? Now, more than 500 years later, Vlad the Impaler's robot namesake carries on the heartless destruction. How many must perish? Just how long will his tyrannical grasp of the giant nut last? Who, if anyone, can stop Vlad the Impaler?
Well, in just a minute, Tazbot will try and rewrite the heavyweight legend by hoisting him on his own petard. Let's go boxside.
Guys, quarterfinals, but you're going up against the defending champ.
I'm going to get him. He's going down. He can't win again, so I'm going to do everything I can to beat him.
Sounds like a very complicated strategy.
Yeah. Kill or be killed.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're ready for the heavyweight quarterfinals. It's Vlad, it's Tazbot, it's time to go. It's Mark Bureau with the introductions.
in the red square, as night falls, the Prince of Darkness lurks in the red corner, waiting to plunge his fangs into the heart of his opponents. It's the reigning heavyweight champion, Vlad the Impaler. And in the blue square, with a lethal lifting arm as Lucky Charm and a treacherous current that you'll never forget, let's hear it for Tazbot.
The box is locked, the lights are on. It's robot fighting time. Tazbot and Vlad the Impaler in the heavyweight fight. And look at that right now. Vlad the Impaler drives him into the spike strips and has an early lead on Tazbot in this big rematch.
Tazbot's got to expect that. That's what Vlad is, power. But he knows that, and he wants to get that arm under there and lift him up.
these bots are so big and powerful, even though they do score points with hazards, I'm not so sure they're going to make much of a difference. There you see the kill saws, but Vlad goes right over them with no problem.
Both bots well protected against the kill saws. They can handle that, but look at how powerful the kill saws are.
Slinging Vlad across the arena. Tazbot trying to score some points for these judges. And there you see a hit by Vlad and the kill saws to score points on Tazbot.
This is what Tazbot wants to do. He wants to shadow Vlad. He wants to run parallel with him and get that arm under the side. Stay away from the big arms.
And he definitely does not want to give Vlad a running start.
And look at the power of the two of them.
Now who's lifting who here? Who's scoring those points? It seems like both of them were engaged here.
Oh, man.
Take a look at that. Tazbot on his back now. Vlad the Impaler gives Tazbot right back on his feet and allows him to get back into this match, which may not be the smartest thing in this heavyweight division.
That's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to give him a good pop, but he put him back on his feet, and now he's got to prove himself.
You know, as you watch Tazbot try to lift Vlad, it seems like he just can't quite hook on to get underneath him enough to flip him, or maybe Vlad's just too big.
We've seen him. He's got enough teeth on the end of the arm to grab a hold, and he's strong enough to flip Vlad. He's just missing it, though.
It's underrated how good these drivers have to be to maneuver around all these hazards and to score points for the judges and go for the knockout. We see another hit there. Point score for Vlad the Impaler.
He keeps running alongside him. Vlad wants to come back and gear up and take a big shot at Tazbot. Tazbot's not letting him.
Here comes, looks like a lift here.
Lift?
Oh, there's another. Kicks him over again now. It seems to me that Tazbot, whether he's able to ride himself or not, needs to be on the offensive if he gets up to score some points.
He needs to flip his head around and get his arm in the right place. He just did. Too late.
Slams him into the spike strip.
That's what Vlad wanted to do.
There's he's trying to give himself a little more punishment on Tazbot into those spike strips and that Lexan glass. We're inside 20 seconds.
And Gage is driving Vlad solo this year, and obviously it hasn't hurt him at all.
It sure hasn't. Looks like Tazbot's trying to get over. Maybe she
does. What can he do? What can he do?
Not enough time to score enough points. This one is over. Heavyweight division. Tazbot and Vlad. Bill, we've got to see the highlights. Look like Vlad was the aggressor again, just like last season.
Tazbot's got the ability to right himself, but you can see here, Vlad the Impaler gives him a little assist, and then Tazbot just gets tossed and heaved all over the place.
Let's go down for the official decision. Mark Bureau.
The three judges have turned in a 29-16 decision for the red square, Vlad.
What a surprise. Tazbot, no more than a little speed bump on Vlad's road to the semifinals. Build the battle stats.
Vlad hit hard 11 times while Taz got in 4 of his own hits. Vlad's 2 flips, brutal. Even though Tazbot did recover twice and get in a couple lifts, never scored big.
Well, we've got the mechanical post-mortems down on the floor.
So that was a great match. You guys are 2 of the strongest, best robots. Did you do exactly what you wanted and he was just stronger, or was something not exactly right?
Well, I think the hardest part was getting underneath him and hanging on to him. Every place he went, I was there, and I lifted him up several times, and it was just a better robot, and he just got the best of me. So seemed like a good fight, though. So hopefully the crowd liked it.
Thanks, you guys.
No excuses there, but Donald Hudson and Tazbot again go down in defeat to the mighty Vlad the Impaler. More heavyweight quarterfinals action coming up.
Hi, I'm Jim Smentowski with Team Nightmare. My heavyweight Nightmare and my lightweight champion Backlash are both ready to kick some robot.
There you see Nightmare's ready to bust it up. Now, we don't want you getting busted up, so please don't operate or construct a robot or BattleBot without proper supervision. Now, the quarterfinals roll along. More heavyweight throwdowns. It's Nightmare and Biohazard. Bill, what can you tell us?
Let's dip into my septic tank of knowledge. Sean, these are 2 veteran BattleBots, both to be feared and respected. Builder Jim Smentowski won the lightweight division last season with Backlash, the mini-me version of Nightmare. The spinning disc of doom can inflict punishment, but his wheels are very vulnerable. Biohazard comes to us from Carlo Bertacchini. Last season, Biohazard didn't make it to the finals. That lifting arm can come out of nowhere and change Biohazard's luck.
Well, sometimes your luck runs bad, and when it does, sometimes it's best to have a robot builder to help you out.
My cat, Elvis, was involved in a tragic accident with a truck. It lost the use of its rear legs. So I've developed a little robot platform for it to give it back some of its mobility. My wife thinks it's wonderful that I'm able to give back Elvis some mobility.
That's our kitty.
If Elvis the Robo-Cat could talk, he'd probably thank me for building him his little robot platform. Good kitty. He's learning. The hard part was really to train the cat. Come to me, getting him to understand how to use his 2-button control. But he seems to have gotten the hang of it now. Go straight now. Try to go straight. See, he always wants to turn right. He likes to turn right. I've been thinking about getting a research grant to develop it further so that pets that have been in accidents can regain some of their mobility. Good kitty.
Hey, Mouser Mecha Catbot, beware. There's a new killer kitty marking his territory inside the BattleBots.
All right, they're about ready to go at it. Let's get down to the floor.
Contest. Introducing in the red square, you are about to witness the most destructive and violent carnage in robot fighting. If that's what you came here for, put your hands together for Nightmare! And in the blue square, opponents will find no safe place to dispose of this toxic demon. Generations of robots to come will pay the price for exposure to biohazard.
Take a look at Jim Smentowski. Looks pretty confident. Wouldn't be surprised to see him draw first blood with Nightmare.
He's going to have to move fast because Biohazard, very fast, speedy. Carlo Bertacchini, great driver.
Box is locked, the lights are on. It's robot fighting time. It's Biohazard, the sleek low to the ground, and Nightmare. There you see Nightmare right now, using that spinning wheel of death to score points on Biohazard.
The sparks were flying. He got in a nice pop on Biohazard's titanium fenders.
Biohazard almost took Nightmare over, and another blow, and something came out of Biohazard. That spinning wheel of death is inflicting punishment on Biohazard early in this fight.
Take a look at the titanium fender of Biohazard. You can see it, it's off the ground. He's got some marks on him from Nightmare.
You see Biohazard trying to get underneath and flip him over. Two good drivers. Oh, the kill soft now working to the advantage of Biohazard. And what's wrong with that wheel, Bill?
It takes a while for it to get going. You can see it's moving. Now it's being pounded by the pulverizer.
There you see the operator of the pulverizers, and they're scoring points on Nightmare by the second here.
Now he wants to bring the arm down because the pulverizer's not hitting as hard. What does he do here? He's got a problem, decision to make. Bring the arm down and let Nightmare go, or keep him up there.
He brought him down, and it doesn't look like Nightmare's spinning wheel of death is spinning at all. Points being scored as we sit here and watch, and it looks to be something wrong with Smentowski as he's got the countdown.
6, 5, 4.
Nightmare's got a Lexan shield over his electronics, got knocked down into his controller. That's it.
Oh,
man!
We have a great fight going on. Loses control, and actually at that point before the pulverizers kicked in, take a look at the highlights. Nightmare was winning this fight.
Look at that, short and sweet, sparks flying. Biohazard not dying though. Instead, drives Nightmare into the pulverizer, and that's where Nightmare gets ambushed.
Let's go to Mark Birrell.
By knockout in the blue square, Biohazard.
Biohazard's moving on to the semifinals with major authority, and when we come back, we'll have the battle stats and the hit of the week. Hey, check it out. The Hellraiser hits Ziggo. Ziggo goes flying into Afterthought, and Bots go a-tumbling. And that is our hit of the week. Welcome back to BattleBots, everyone. Bill, take us through those battle stats.
Glad to. That was a close fight at the start. Biohazard led in hits 5-3, while Nightmare led in weapons damage 2-0. But that pulverizer banged on Nightmare like a tin drum. Hazard damage goes to Biohazard 28-0.
Let's go check in with the combatants.
Tyler, you won the match, but you took some hits. How is that going to affect you as you move forward?
Yeah, I had to pay for that win there. Got a couple of good gashes here. I'm going to find a big hammer, maybe Mahler's hammer, and pound on it a little bit, see if I can straighten it out. I've got some spare parts. Maybe we can get this back in decent shape for the next match.
So it seemed like you guys were going toe-to-toe for a little while, and then it seemed like he just pulled out a kind of good old-fashioned butt whipping on you.
Well, yeah, he's got a lot of power and a lot of pushing and lifting power, and I got a couple of good hits on him, and it looked great, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm honored to have lost to Biohazard.
Hey, I love the playoffs, don't you? And these quarterfinals in BattleBots, they didn't disappoint.
3 incredible fights tonight, Sean, each and every one of them. Ziggo tore through Afterthought and advances on to the semifinals, while Afterthought is but a memory.
Also advancing is the defending champ, Vlad the Impaler, as he gave TazBot a deja vu to a kill, BattleBot style.
And Biohazard pummeled Nightmare into oblivion. Biohazard's moving on. Nightmare can go get some rest.
That's all the action you get for this week. Join us next week. So for Bill Nye, Randy and Jason Sklar, and Heidi Mark, I'm Sean Salisbury.
And I'm Bill Dwyer. Next week, Comedy Central Sports presents more BattleBots quarterfinal brawls. We'll see you then.